Bro, I love elections, innit? Like, this is my Love Island. I'd have an election every single year. Oh my God. How do you feel about this election though? I do not want another 5 years of Tories, man, just screwing over the country, the working man. Apparently Labour have lost the working classes. Bullshit, bruv. I'm northern, I'm working class. Just because I'm not white doesn't mean that I'm not working class. Most ethnic minorities in this country are working class by virtue of the fact we haven't been here that long. The only difference between white working class and Asian me working class is that one of us loves chicken tikka masala and the other is Asian. Otherwise, we're exactly the same.
We're getting an Indian. What do you fancy?
Chicken boner, lamb boner, prawn boner, mushroom rice, bag of chips, keema naan and 9 poppadoms.
Boris Johnson is a very interesting character. So this man of the people nonsense, he says what he thinks in it, and people like that about him in the same way they like it about Trump and the same way they like it about Farage. You might like that about your uncle, but your uncle shouldn't be Prime Minister, innit? He'd probably be a good laugh on a night out, innit? He probably has some really good stories, he'll have a bit of inappropriate banter, he'll make you laugh, he'll make your girlfriend feel nice about herself. But is he really the guy to run the country? I don't think so, man. The guy constantly has been caught out lying. That's not my opinion, that's a verifiable fact. What's been really heartening to me is it seems like members of the public aren't fooled. Yeah, the media might tell us constantly that Boris is man of the people, Boris wants best for this, Boris wants best for that. But actually when he's out there, for example, when he was in Yorkshire.
We were here for 48 hours with nobody from the council, no help.
If the community can come together in such a short time to respond to the needs, to those people that have been devastated, upset, emotionally, lost their livelihoods, their possessions, and it's took you over 5 days. You should have been there Saturday morning having a meeting, making sure that these people get the help and the support. And I'm sorry, your announcements yesterday was a pittance.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like us to do to
No, thank
help?
you.
No?
People were telling him to get lost in it because he didn't call a national emergency for time. Bruv, if that was like Somerset or Surrey or Kent, that national emergency would have happened before the first drop of rain. He's not about you, innit? There's a woman in Uxbridge. Uxbridge is down south, yeah? This older white woman. And they're like, oh yeah, what do you think about Boris Johnson? And she's like,
Whoever mentioned that name in front of me, that filthy piece of toe rag.
oh my God, I love that woman. Make her Prime Minister. No, don't, because she's probably not fit to run the country. But still. And then we look at Jeremy Corbyn, right? The media portrayal of Jeremy Corbyn is grumpy bastard, terrorist sympathiser, racist. I mean, I don't understand how a lifetime anti-racist campaigner can be labelled in this way.
Time to declare our solidarity with all sections of the community who are under attack or under oppression. Others have drawn the parallels tonight about the way in which minorities within our society have always been pilloried. From Jewish people that arrived in Britain, from Russia at the end of the 19th century, the way they were characterised by the popular press, the way that then became physical attacks upon them, that then became a whole tide of anti-Jewish behaviour, which enabled the Nazis to rise.
Jeremy Corbyn has been on the right side of history every single time.
Thousands more deaths in Iraq will not make things right. It will set off a spiral of conflict, of hate, of misery, of desperation that will fuel the wars, the conflict, the terrorism, the depression and the misery of future generations.
He was anti-apartheid when Maggie Thatcher were like calling Nelson Mandela a terrorist. This guy was getting arrested for opposing apartheid. So I don't understand how you're calling this guy a racist. But yeah, all right, fine. The guy's got resting grump face, yeah, fair enough. But actually, when it comes to action, when it comes to dealing with people, the guy's affable AF.
Oh, Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh, Harry Fato.
Look around Grenfell, yeah, when Maybot went over there, and then when JC went over, he's hugging people because he empathises, he realises that these are real people dealing with a tragic circumstance. This is not to say that JC has never made any mistakes, of course he has, he's human. But those mistakes shouldn't be amplified to such an extent that it takes over everything else that he's about. There has to be some balance there. And at the moment, I'm not seeing that balance. Especially when it comes to the other side, Boris Johnson has said racist things. He said it in print. And then he's got these mates, Nigel Farage and Trump. Trump has definitely said racist things. Nigel Farage flirts with racism every single day like it's a hot woman in a bar. Trump, Boris and Nigel Farage, Lord Farage, yeah? That's what's gonna happen if Boris wins the election, telling them like whispering in them like the fucking shit whisperer in their ear saying, oh yeah, don't let these people in, build a wall, all this sorts of nonsense. Lord Farage. It has a ring to it, you know. I quite like it because then he's on a par with Lord Voldemort, which we know he's about equally as evil. So that makes sense to me. You know what, I back it. And then you've got people that would serve in his cabinet, like Jacob Rees-Mogg, a guy like lounging. And if I was delivering this whole thing, yeah, like this, and going, oh, let me tell you about the election, you'd be like, what a prick. I don't understand the balance here. What is going on? It's almost like there's an agenda. It's almost like the people who are telling you this are scared of the alternative. But we've seen what we've got over the last 10 years. We've had austerity, we've had rich people getting richer. The gap between the richest and the poorest has never been bigger. How can you not want a government that is there to help people, the common man, build up? Let's talk about hope. Star Wars Episode 4 is now called A New Hope. And who is JC if not Obi-Wan Kenobi? We can win this election if we get that message out to everyone. The message about transformative policies. It can change an entire generation's outlook and future. We know it's going to be tough. I'm anxious as well. I know you're anxious. But let's just put a lid on that anxiety. Let's get out there with a positive, hopeful message. Because if Labour deliver half of what they've promised, this country is going to become so much better for everyone. Double Down News is part of the future of media, alternative media, getting the truth to you unfiltered. These guys, they're not beholden to any sort of corporate interest. There's no advertising. So we need your help to support the thing, to move it forward and make it bigger. So subscribe, get on the Patreon, buy them a coffee a week, innit? Join the future of journalism. Join Double Down News on Patreon.